Hello everyone, welcome to my 27th review. Today I'll be reviewing Unlocked 1.5 by Denzel and Kenny Beats. I was super excited to go into this project considering I loved the original, and while I would have somewhat preferred an actual sequel over a remix album, I was super excited to hear a lot of these collaborations like Smino, Arlo Parks, Joey Badass, Kenny Mason, and Benny the Butcher on vocals. Then Robert Glasper, who I was the most excited for, Georgia and Muldrow, The Alchemist, Charlie Heat, Sango, Versace, and GODMODE on production, or remixing the songs. At the end, I think it's definitely as good as the original Locked, maybe even better. But let's get into this. The Robert Glasper version of So.incredible.pkg is the intro, and I've already reviewed this song, so I'll go briefly over it, and my view hasn't really changed on this song. It's still incredible being more calm than the original, definitely with very rhythmic and lo-fi somewhat drums over these synths and this vocal sample. Denzel is pretty aggressive sounding on this, but surprisingly sounds very well. But I do think I prefer Smino on this song because he does fit a bit better, but Denzel isn't bad at all. I even like the little voice crack Smino does throughout his verse. I would have loved maybe a piano solo from Robert Glasper, but definitely brings such a strong instrumental alongside Jahi Sundance, which I forgot to mention was another great producer that does a lot with Robert. But overall, it's a good song. After listening to the rest of the album, though, I don't think it's a top 3 really. The Georgia and Muldrow version of track 07 was another song I was super excited for, considering I love Georgia and Muldrow. I would have loved what she could have done for production alongside Denzel Curry. And I've never heard Arlo Park, so I would have loved to see what they would do. And while I do love it, it can be pretty messy at some points and also isn't too good compared to other songs. With an aggressive instrumental with hard-hitting drums and synths, the little vocal sample was somewhat unnecessary and can ruin it for me at some points. Arlo Parks is very good, with sounding very calm, but she doesn't really fit the instrumental well for me. This song isn't bad and doesn't sound bad at some points, but it's just a mess most of the time, which was disappointing. The Alchemist version of Cosmic.M48 was another song I've already reviewed, but I've definitely changed my opinion on it. It is now my favorite song, with me realizing how aggressive and enchanting it can be. With this warping, flingy instrumental with these synths alongside very boom bap drums, which fits Denzel and Joey very well. And with Joey, I don't know why I didn't like his part before, because he does great and fits very well. This is definitely a song that had to grow on me, and now that it has, it's my favorite. The Charlie Heat version of Take It Back V2 was a song I was scared going into because I know Charlie Heat usually comes with very heavy and aggressive production, and he definitely doesn't disappoint with great bass, drums, and this very creative sample chop in my opinion. Then Denzel does what he usually does, and it's the same as the original, but Take It Back V2 on the original was my favorite song, so this would have probably been good no matter what. Then I wasn't expecting an entire beat switch, even though I should have, with a more basic jazz-style hip-hop beat, I guess, reminding me of something Wu-Tang Clan would have used on 36 Chambers. With this trumpet, I think, alongside more boom-bap-style drums and a great bass line, this is definitely a top 3 song for me. Would have been my second favorite, but I think there's another song I prefer. The Sango remix of Pyro was a song I didn't know what to expect going into because I didn't know who Sango or Kenny Mason was, and I'm definitely not disappointed with what I got from Sango in production. Kenny Mason with a verse, with a very chill and warpy instrumental with pretty basic drums, but I think Denzel, with even how aggressive he is, he fits very well. Then Kenny Mason was even more well-fitting, sounding like Gold Link or Buddy. This is definitely a great song, but I guess not as good compared to other songs. The Versace remix of Lay Out the M4A was a song I was really excited to hear because while I haven't heard much Versace production, I love what he did with very boom bap or lo-fi, I guess, instrumentals, and he does really well making it relaxing, making it my second favorite song. This very funky instrumental fits really well considering Denzel is much more calm. I don't know how, but this song became so good for me. Definitely my second favorite song. Die at 1.5 was a song out of most I was more so scared for, considering it features Benny the Butcher, and seeing him and Denzel on the song with production from Kenny Beats, it made me excited and was not disappointed. With the same instrumental as the original, I think that was the right choice considering how aggressive that instrumental is with heavy bass and great production in general. Benny doesn't disappoint whatsoever and is great, of course, next to Denzel. And while I immensely love this song, I do like other songs over this, but it's still incredible. The GODMODE remix of Take It Back V2 was a song I was excited for, but also confused because we already got Take It Back V2 remix, but I do love that song and the remix. And I didn't know who GODMODE was, so this would be exciting. But I do not like this song. It's just all over the place and isn't really good considering it's a remix of Take It Back V2, which is such a heavy song with Bane production. But it's just a very spacey sound that is just all over the place with the vocals and ruins it for me. It just doesn't seem like a good Take It Back V2 remix, and it was a disappointing outro. And all I really have to say left is, while there are some songs on here I think are better than the original, there's some songs where I immensely prefer the original, but still has great remixes and features. 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching.